Our next guest watched the Venezuela situation, as we all did, but within a couple of days, there was a fully produced, amazing song about the situation. Aaron Lee Tasjan. Do the songs always come that quickly?
Welcome to the show.
Oh, man, yeah. Well, I'm just trying to figure out a way to break the Jesse Wells songwriting barrier, if at all possible. It's a mountain to climb for sure, but I'm doing my best. I think sometimes we have those very immediate reactions to immediate emotional responses to things that we see going on in the world. And a lot of times, I think when it comes especially to issues where morality and human nature are involved, oftentimes your first instinct does tend to be the correct one. If something feels like injustice or might be happening for maybe not the best reasons, the response to that can be pretty immediate. And I think a lot of people seem to, that I was seeing weigh in on social media, seem to feel the same way that I did about it. And that song just kind of came out, and I put it up, not really as an attempt to release a song or anything like that, just because I thought maybe it might help somebody that needed to hear something like that in the moment. And that's the best we can do sometimes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I was amazed. First of all, it's something that when the next war pops up, it'll apply to that as well. But you talk about Jesse Wells. He goes out into a field and strums a guitar. You produced it. You put it together like it was a full studio piece.
Yeah, it was. Honestly, I really don't know why I did it that way. I just think I felt compelled to, kind of maybe put something together that wouldn't necessarily only live on the internet as a video. Not knocking that format at all. It's obviously, a way that we all have to sort of get along in the world at this point. But I do think that one of the things that is special about music, is that you can kind of take a song anywhere with you, even if it's just in your head, But I wanted to create something, that could live outside of just that world on your phone, of little videos that we watch every day. And so maybe a bit of the intention behind creating a whole track for it kind of came from that.
Okay, you're going to be coming out here and doing some shows on the West Coast. You don't come out here a lot, but we're going to talk about those dates in a minute. Aaron has spent a lot of time collaborating with other musicians, recently producing the great Todd Snider's album. I want to talk about your work with Todd, but first, I'd like to dive into the distant past and talk about your roughly a year with the legendary New York Dolls.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2009, and I had a band in New York called Semi-Precious Weapons that Tony Visconti produced.
Okay.
And through Tony and our then manager, who was an amazing rock and roll character by the name of B.P. Fallon, who was Derek Taylor's press assistant at Apple Records in the 1960s. And so we knew of BP, who had actually managed a portion of Johnny Thunder's solo career post the New York Dolls. And BP got Tony Visconti to produce us. And through all of that, I kind of came to know some of the guys in the Dolls a little bit, and including Steve Conti, who was playing the Johnny Thunder's role in the New York Dolls at the time. And he and his wife were having their first child. And Steve called me up and asked me if I could maybe fill in for him for a little bit while the band had a tour while he and his wife were at home with their new baby. And I was a massive Dolls fan, so I was more than happy to do that. And I learned, I think, 35 New York Dolls songs.
Oh, wow.
And I showed up to a rehearsal space in Midtown Manhattan, and David Johansen came in, and we would play about a verse and a chorus of one of the songs, and then David would stop the whole band and say, "Sounds good, let's do the next one." And we did, probably only about maybe 10 or 15 songs, and he felt satisfied. And then met those guys at JFK Airport the next day, and we got on a flight and flew to South America.
Wow.
And played some shows in soccer stadiums with the B-52s.
That's great. That's great. Listen, I know that you and others who were Todd Snider collaborators like Elizabeth Cook and Chuck Mead have been making the radio and podcast rounds paying tribute to Todd. I know that that group was a tight-knit team based on a lot of things there's a movie out and all sorts of other things. Has doing the radio and podcast tributes served to help you cope with the loss of your friend?
I was just thinking about that this morning because, of course, last night there's a wonderful public radio station here in Nashville, Tennessee called WMOT Roots Radio, 89.5 on your FM dial. And
we're buddies with Anna Lee.
Oh, yeah, man. I love Anna Lee. She does the Local Brew, which is such an important show.
In fact, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. Anna Lee is out here right now because I worked with her at KNAC, which was the heavy metal station here in LA, and we're having a 40th anniversary this week, and she's part of that. So she's out here now. That's probably why you didn't see her at WMOT.
Well, please tell her I said hello, because she is just the coolest.
She is. She's awesome.
I am such a Anna Lee fan, man.
Okay. So anyway, you did WMOT.
Yeah, we did a little tribute to Todd last night, a songwriter round with myself and Hayes Carl and Elizabeth Cook and the great Chuck Mead from BR 549, and it wasn't easy to do. It was like so many of those kinds of concerts that you're having when you've lost a beloved member of your community. You're kind of looking out into the crowd and you're seeing, a lot of emotion there. And it can be a really tough room to read in terms of what to say in between songs. But luckily, when you're there with people like Hayes Carl and Elizabeth Cook, who are just a never-ending Rolodex of amazing one-liners and beautiful, really funny but heartfelt sentiment, you can't really go wrong. So I thought this morning about how much, as challenging as it was for me to do that, how much it also helped me to do that and to be there in community with those people who also knew and loved and worked with Todd, and hear all the treasured memories that they have of him. And it helped me to understand how much I'm not alone in my grief for the loss of my dear friend and mentor. So yes, and to make a very long answer even longer, yes.
Okay,
that's great.
Unfortunately, we're running out of time. I'm going to get you on my show at some point. I'll get back with you on that, and we'll talk about all sorts of things, including the great album that you just released last year. Absolutely fantastic. But let's talk about the West Coast dates. What do you got? What do you got going? And it's coming up soon, right?
It sure is. Yeah. At the end of this month, I'll be coming out. We're starting on the 21st of January in Pioneertown at the great Pappy and Harriet.
I'm wearing a Pioneertown t-shirt right
awesome.
now. I'd like to point out.
See?
I love Pappy and Harriet. I mean, a Pappy and Harriet shirt. And I love Todd Snider.
Yeah, me too. And then, yes, the 22nd, I will be at the Wayfarer in Costa Mesa. And then on the 23rd, I will be playing at McCabe's Guitar Shop in Santa Monica, California.
Great venue.
Great spot. And then we are going to head north after that, all the way up to the town of Healdsburg, where I will play a really cool listening room called Little Saint. And then we are sold out for our show in Petaluma. So if you were hoping to make it to that one, we hope to see you next time.
That's awesome.
Congratulations on that.
Well, listen, we really appreciate you taking the time to do this. And we'd like to have you introduce the song that we're about to play, that you just came up with. Instant art, as I like to say, and you created it. Introduce the song.
Yeah, this is Aaron Lee Tasjan, and you're listening to my new song, Big Business.
Every damn